Hey guys, Insomnia here with some more AFK Arena. Today we are back with the Lightbearer team. As you can see, the only team that is into Chapter 26. Let's go ahead and take a look at the team here. We do have seven fully ascended heroes. We've been working on Cecilia. As you can see, we do have a couple copies of Rain. We have quite a bit of fodder for this account. We just needed another copy of Cecilia, Oscar, possibly Hendrik, and we'll go ahead and build them on this account. This is another account that we're running out of heroes to build, essentially, just like the Graveborn account. As we continue, the wish list is starting to be filled with fodder as we're adding more 5-star heroes to this account. As you can see, we do have Rose at 4, we have Lucius at 3, Rowan at 3, Gwen is already at 2, and Estrilda is just at 1. But you have to remember, with Estrilda and Rose, we can go ahead and buy them from the shop, so we can definitely get copies of them. It'll just take a little bit of time. Once we're maxed out in the shop, we're going to go ahead and buy Aziz or Athalia, or we're going to focus on Arthur for these accounts so we can go ahead and swap them in. So let's get into the summons. We'll use our stones first, which we do have quite a few here. We have 8 Elite Hero Soul Stones. So overall, hopefully some Lightbearers, which we got an Angelo, and we got an Oscar, and we got a Movis. So very, very cool. We got Eron as well. Not the best pull, but we did get an Eron and quite a bit of fodder for the Lightbearers, which we already do have, as well as our rare cards. We have 21 rare cards, which again gives us a lot of fodder for this account. So the Lightbearers seem pretty well set with who we're building here. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the summons. For the Lightbearers, we are looking for, I was looking for Gwyneth, but I'm thinking we're gonna do Cecilia, because we do have so much fodder to go ahead and build her. And we know she was the most pivotal hero when it came to the Abysmal Expedition. Absolutely phenomenal hero. So looking at our wish list, still adding more stars to Cecilia, we're still working on. Gwen, we're adding stars. Rose, we're adding stars, as well as Lucius, which I'm not sure with Rose how many more, it's bugged again, how many more we need of Rose, because we have 1 copy there, but I want to say, I think we can buy a copy, which will work, because then once we have Rose, we can actually get her up to 5 stars. So we'll get her up to 5 stars. And that will give us the ability to actually drop her out of the wish list, which is what we wanted, because now she is completely 5 stars. So that'll give us the opportunity to actually drop her out of the wish list, because we do want to add, and at this point, I'm thinking Hendrik, just because we are building Gwen. So we'll stick with this wish list. Let me go ahead and we'll restart this really quick. That way we can make sure we get our summons and make sure that everything works properly. All right, so we got everything all set. Go ahead and look at the wish list one more time. We did add Hendrik in there. We will start with our companion summons. Hopefully we can get lucky and pull some Lightbearers just like we did on the Graveborn account, which just a couple rare cards. We have 45 of our regular scrolls, which we pulled those out of the Heroes of Espria event. Gave us quite a few, and there's our first elite, which is a copy of Anoki. Very nice. A hero that I've definitely leveled up on the Mauler account. Such a useful hero, pretty powerful. Replacing Warwick at this point with Anoki. 4 more rare cards there. 5 more rares, and this will be our pull, which again, we're running out of bag space. For these heroes, I'm going to have to go through and build actually all the other factions. That's why we're really full. I know we could buy a little more bag space, but that is the reason that it's full, is we have so many heroes across so many factions. And there is Rowan. Look at that. I believe that'll add 1 more star to Rowan at that point. All right, so we do have 1 faction scroll as well that we can do a summon for. Again, hoping for Cecilia, which just a couple more rare cards. So this will bring us to our actual summons. So we do have 3 chances to get Cecilia, and we need all of the copies that we get. So I'm really hoping that we're going to be able to pull a couple more copies, and there's another star for Rowan, which takes him to 4 stars. So he is almost completely done at this point, 21,000 diamonds. And the first one, just some more fodder. It'd be nice to get a double or a triple in here. 1, 2, and the third we know is a guaranteed summon, so we know we'll get 2 copies of her. And there's the copy of Cecilia. So since it is set up with every third, we'll go ahead and we'll be able to get another copy of her, which is awesome because then we'll be able to have enough fodder to actually take her all the way to Mythic Plus at this point. So when it does come around for the Abysmal Expedition, and there's a Strilda, very cool. But when it comes down to the Abysmal Expedition, we will be able to go ahead and utilize her, especially being at Mythic Plus at that point. And it looks like we're going to wait another third. So this is our guaranteed copy of her, which there it is. And we'll do one final summon in here. And I believe that is all we'll have. If we can pull this very last one, and there's our other copy of Cecilia. If we can pull this very last one, we only get 3 a month. So this will be done for another month. Unfortunately, no pull there. So we will go ahead and wait till the next one to go ahead and get that pull. The barracks, we don't have enough to get a stone out of there. So looking at the Lightbearers, we do have enough for Rowan. So adding 4 stars to Rowan, which is awesome. Cecilia, we finally got the other copy of her to get her up to Legendary Plus. Now looking at the food, like I was saying earlier, we do have a lot of food, and we do have Falks, who is already at 5 stars. So we're actually going to use Angelo, and we're going to take our copy of Falks, just because, yes, we do want to use Falks, because Falks is already at 5 stars. So we'll go ahead and add Angelo here, so that'll be Cecilia's food to take her to Mythic. So finally got her signature item. She is another hero that I have never built on any of my accounts. But even here we do have Movis as well, so we can actually use Movis with some of our food here. Legendary, we'll take him Legendary Plus. And this will take Cecilia to Mythic Plus, which is exactly where we want her. Now we just wait for copies of her. So essentially she'll be the next hero who is going up to Ascended. Through the desired heroes, or by the random chance that we pull a couple more heroes. We pulled a copy of Estrilda, we pulled a copy of Rowan, we got Rose to 5 stars. So as we're continuing, Rain is still sitting there, even though universally a lot of people say that she is the fodder hero. We'll go ahead and use a Resonating Crystal. Oh, I think we had a slot that we could open. So go ahead and open that slot. Continue, so that brings us to 270 already. 271. As we continue the progression here, it's been kind of crazy with how fast these teams are leveling up. We have a ton of hero EXP. We're just always waiting for the hero essence at this point. Takes us to 273 though, which is absolutely phenomenal. So here we'll go ahead and we'll unlock Cecilia's item. As you can see, 711. So all allied, including Cecilia, recover 200 energy points and a total equivalent of 150% worth of Cecilia's attack rating as health over 5 seconds, whenever the judgment ability kills an enemy within less than 5 seconds. So we'll go ahead and get her all the way up to her plus 10 signature item, just because we have a lot of emblems, and the emblems are coming from these summons. So she'll be very, very useful, taking her from straight legendary all the way to Mythic Plus. And there is her item. I want to make sure real quick, because I believe everyone else, plus 30, plus 20, plus 20, plus 30. I think we might have enough for Lucius, which we do. That takes him to plus 30. So Lucius is done as well. Gwen is at plus 20. Estrilda is at plus 20. And then we do have Cecilia at plus 10. So Cecilia will actually take up as far as we can, because again, we're saving the emblems. We've been just banking them for a while now. So there's her plus 15, plus 16, 17, 18, 19, and look at that, right to a plus 20, 200 energy points and 350% worth of her attack rating. At this point, however, I'm going to focus on, I'm thinking Cecilia's signature item or Gwen's signature item, just for the fact the amount of damage she does. Rose as well is very, very powerful, a perfect hero to get to the plus 30 signature item, just because it raises allies crit rating and dodge rating by 25%. So whoever she's following does a lot more crit and a lot more dodge. but I'm thinking overall, just for the damage aspect of it, giving her an extra 10% damage, we could go ahead and use our red chest for her. But right now we're going to sit tight. We are pushing into the campaign progression. We'll go ahead and collect up our loot here. A little bit more, so we are on 26-10, and now we have a lot of heroes that we can swap into our teams to continue pushing our progression into chapter 26. So let's go ahead and get into it. I almost did forget about the Oak Inn, so we'll go ahead and do a couple summons here. Hopefully add some furniture. I'm really hoping we can get some red furniture. As you can see, we have 13,000 summons, but we do not have any red furniture yet on this account. We're gonna go ahead and swap out Rain, and we're putting in Taylene, just like we've done with all of the faction accounts, which chances are on every account that I've had, we've pulled furniture for Taylene, even though we don't have her at Ascended, so we can use it for other support classes, but Taylene furniture we have seen a lot of, which is good. First red piece right there, which is Lucius's furniture. Very, very nice. He is the tank and the main tank for this account. We got a couple legendary pieces there, a couple elite pieces, hopefully one more red piece we can pull. Just a couple more legendary there. And another red piece, which it is Cecilia. Need a couple more copies and we'll actually have her up to Ascended so we can use her furniture. In the meantime, we can go ahead and use her furniture for someone else. So we're going Lightbearer. I think we're going to do Castor on one piece for Belinda, and we'll go ahead and use the other one. I'm thinking support. That way we do have Rose and we do have Rowan as well, so we can add a little bit more furniture, adding a little more stats to them overall, increasing their survivability so we can go ahead and push into the campaign. As you can see here, we have quite a few that we can add. Lucius's furniture, and there is his furniture. So we'll get him a set there. Look at that. Health, attack, defense, haste, received healing, and crit, which is awesome. Very, very cool to see. We can add to Rose, which we're expanding her room right now, giving her some more defense and some crit resistance, so increasing her survivability overall. Belinda with our damage, as you can see there, health, defense, haste, and crit amplification. So critting more, which is definitely a good bonus, as well as adding a little bit more here. It takes the health down a little, but attack, dodge, and crit go up for Falks. And I believe we do have a couple more here, adding a little more to Lucius for his health. We'll go ahead and add to Rowan's room, adding again to his health there. And we do have a little bit. Gwen doesn't have any furniture at all right now, but we don't have any. We can do one more summon here, though, which we should be able to get a summon after we complete our task here. So draw 30 furniture, legendary furniture, placing the furniture. So we'll go ahead, one more summon here. Fingers crossed for a red piece of furniture, which a couple more mythic, mainly elite, some of the decorative pieces there as well. Should be able to put some furniture in a couple more rooms there. So let's look up at our Lightbearers. And there is a little bit more for Rowan and for Gwen. Adding a little bit to her dodge, which does a little bit to her survivability, and crit resistance to Rowan, which will be good. So we got two red pieces of furniture there. Little for Estrilled as well, which increasing his health with another piece. So got two red pieces, one for Cecilia, one for Lucius, which is awesome because Lucius is our primary tank. So let's get into the campaign here. 26-10 is where we're at this point. We're running our regular Lightbearer comp, as you can see, with Rose and Belinda in the bottom, Rowan in the middle to support the entire team, Falks up top, and then of course Lucius, who is our primary tank. On the enemy side here, because Warwick actually just tossed him all over the battlefield, but there was a double ult from Belinda to take this battle to a win. Let's go ahead and check out the damage here. Belinda does a lot of damage, 15 million damage there from Belinda. Short burst attacks to really just decimate the enemy. And here we're fighting Ogie with Morella. Arden is tough because of the roots. As you can see there, we have roots on top with Falks. As long as Lucius can hold the line and Rowan perfectly placed stun there. Ulted Arden, which didn't even kill him. Took one more shot to get him down. To get, again, Belinda burning down the entire team, bringing us to our first boss stage, 26-12. We're going to go ahead and run this team until we have to swap it out. Because remember, right now, we do have Estrilled who is ascended. We do have Gwen that is ascended, so we have options as far as the campaign progression, where if Belinda is not getting it down or dying too easy, we can actually swap in some different team comps here, which make it very, very nice to be able to finally do that. As you can see, the Confine on Iran made that a very easy battle, completing our first boss stage. 15 million again from Belinda, 4 million from Rose, just absolutely carrying the damage as we progress into 26-13. Got Brutus, but remember, on this team, Brutus is not very, very difficult to deal with. On a lot of other teams, which we should have saved Falks' ult there, he can be absolutely devastating to the Wilder team and the Graveborn team. Here, not really too much. I know on the Graveborn team, Nara can take care of him pretty easy if we're running Nara at the time. But overall, look at that. Rowan with his ult and a perfectly placed stun, giving us the ability to take down the rest of the heroes here. Boom. Ult again doing so much damage. Which brings us into 26-14. Again, another Brutus stage. We'll swap the heroes up front. So Lucius in the bottom versus Brutus. As you can see, the big shield there. That's what we use Lucius for. He is the primary tank. We use him to hold Brutus essentially, using his shields, using his defensive mechanics to go ahead and stay alive while Brutus shields, so we actually don't die and Brutus doesn't have the ability to kill the rest of the team. 11 million damage there from Belinda. Brings us to 26-15. Again, another Brutus stage. So here you kind of have two options with Brutus. Either one, I can swap him with Belinda Rose, so popping his immunity shield very easy or very early, which is what we did right there, or having Lucius hold him or another tank go ahead and just hold Brutus until we are ready to deal with him. Some of the teams, such as the Wilder team, they CC Brutus a majority of the time. Again, essentially doing the same thing, holding Brutus till we can deal with him. 11 million damage there from Belinda, 3 million from Rose. So continuing to push into the campaign, 26-16. Another Brutus stage and a Savia stage. So I'm hoping that we can get some dodges, which 1 dodge, 2 dodge, 3 dodges. If you can dodge Savius, as you've seen Rose was doing there in the bottom, it's really the only way to get through a lot of the stages, because Savius has the ability to one-shot a majority of heroes very, very easy. And we just clipped Sophia with the ultimate ability there. Unfortunately, Falks did die to Brutus, but we might be able to get this one down. It is going to be close, because we're killing totems in the back, which we got Brutus down. We should be able to get Namisu. He almost got some totems up, but we did get him down to complete that stage. 25 million damage, and that's a lot of damage to totems as well. As you can see, the totems were popping up, and I believe we got an ult on a totem. 26-17, still running the same team comp. Got some Iron Dwarfs in the back, building some guns. With the Iron Dwarves in the back, you do have to kill them and their guns, so you actually have 2 targets in the back, which makes it that much more vital for a hero like Belinda because she has AoE. We just hit the NPC, or the enemy, and we hit the gun, as you can see right there with the ult. It was just in range to actually get both of them done. This one's going to be really close with Thorin. We might be able to get it done. I think this might be overall a defeat. This is going to be a really close one. It's just Rose, which got taken down. So our first defeat there. We should be able to get this team down. But Thorn's ability, his taint ability, as you can see going on Pharrell or Falks in the very top, really, really doing a lot of damage. So us focusing the damage on the bottom half versus the taint ability on Falks just absolutely destroying him in the top, it is essentially what happens here. And it looks like this could be another defeat if Lucius can't stay up. So unfortunately, it is a second defeat here. This is going to be a pretty tough stage. We have Lucius that holds everyone. It's just that taint ability that's on Falks in the top. So we got a perfectly placed stun. We got the dwarf and the gun down. Now we just have to worry about everybody in the top is stacked perfectly. We just need an ult, which here it comes. Boom, we took down Thorin. And hopefully we can shield and get ready for him to be back up. Now we just have Naru. We got this one done. There is the ult to complete the stage. That was a tough one. A little bit worried for a minute on that one. 19 damage there from Belinda, which is awesome, bringing us to 26-18. Stages like this that run Veden, again, we have the taint ability on the top with Falks, which is very, very tough because pretty much if he takes any damage, his hit points stay at 0 for a majority of the battle. As you can see there, we're healing with potions, we're healing with Lucius, we're shielding, doing anything we can to keep Falks alive at this point. Got Thorin down, which is good. As long as we can stun Veden or ult him to death, which we did right there, we can go ahead and get this campaign stage done, pushing us a little bit further. So 16.68 million damage there from Belinda, pushing us into 16-19, so almost a quarter of the way down. Sylvana we know is going to go right onto Rowan, but Rowan is strong enough that he can just tank the damage. Doesn't really do too much damage. Once we get a stun, an ult on Sylvana right there to take her down, clearing out the shields again. Falks cleared Sylvana's shield. Falks cleared Grez's shield, leaving it very, very easy with Pharrell just left there to be killed by Belinda. So even here, 12 million damage, 3 and 3 million combined. Falks clearing the shields there were absolutely vital to the success of that stage. Again, Thorn with the taint ability that is on Pharrell in the very top. Or excuse me, Falks. I keep calling him Pharrell. He is Falks. And there's the ult, which took out Belinda. Oh, that's not good. This one's going to be a close one. Usually once we lose Belinda, Falks doesn't do that much damage. CC is vital, his defense increase, but overall I believe this is going to be a defeat as well with Shamir's ult. Just completely destroyed us. But let's move it up top to see if we can take out Grez and Lucius on this side. And I'm hoping with the amount of damage, if we can get 1 or 2 ults off, which I believe Grez just went down. Boom, there's the ult, took out Verk, took out Lucius. So we just have the 2 to worry about. And look at that. Shamir went right back in the confine, which makes it very, very easy to kill Thorin, which she popped out right in time to get ulted. Absolutely perfect timing there. 24 million damage from Belinda, which brings us a quarter of the way through chapter 26 already. As you can see, the Lightbearer team is just absolutely dominating the campaign compared to all the other faction teams. Because of Rowan and Rose, the combination of the two is just absolutely devastating. They have a lot of CC, they have a lot of synergy, they do a crazy amount of damage. And even look at that, we got a stun from Rowan. Rose went on Rowan, gave him a quick ult there. And it looks like Angelo we can't even take down. Doing a lot of damage there. We got some CC. And fighting Tassie in the campaign is very, very difficult. She does an insane amount of damage and usually kills the whole entire team. Even if it's her versus 1 hero, 2 heroes, sometimes even 3 heroes, she can kill them. She can kill multiple heroes. If my Tassie was that strong, I'd run her in pretty much all the team comps. But here she does a lot of damage, and the teleportation ability is very, very broken in my opinion. So overall in damage, 13.85 million, 3 million damage from Rose, still doing consistently high damage in the campaign as we push to 26-22. Got Belinda and Rose up top to hopefully take down Estrilda pretty quick. Lucius is just holding the damage for the entire bottom line. But look at that ult. We took out Namora, which was perfect. There goes Pharrell, another ult to take out Morella. Be an easy cleanup for the campaign stage. 9.65 million damage there. And this is why Belinda is so powerful. The burst ability, there's not really many heroes that are even close to the burst ability that she has. As you can see, even there for Thane, between the cups and Belinda, almost completely killed him. but just ulted, took out Ira, took out Estrilda right there. If you can stun Thane, if you can stop Thane, he's very, very easy to deal with. It's when he starts ulting that it gets really tough to actually get him down, because he ults so fast and he ults continuously. Doesn't do the most damage, but he ults very, very fast. So even looking at the damage here, 10 million damage from Belinda, which brings us to 26-24. So we are just absolutely crushing this campaign today. As we're into chapter 26, we have Estrilda in the top again, which she got confined, so Rose is just hanging up there by herself. Usually she'll go down and either go on Rowan or Lucius, depending who's up. But even here, this is going to be really close again. Shamira's ult usually results in a defeat once she gets her ult off, and she has the ability to. Majority of the time, you cannot live through Shamira's ult, especially in the campaign, because she has so much higher level and so much higher power than the heroes that you have. So even there, we just cleansed a bunch. Got Hogan down, got Pharrell down. Next double ult took out Shamira and Morella, killing them both almost instantly with the double ult. 26-25. This one should be a pretty easy stage. We can usually burn down Lucius pretty quick. There's a stun on him. It goes down really, really easy. The campaign Lucius doesn't seem too tough. Where you fight a Brutus, you fight a Scrag, a lot of different heroes, very, very tough to deal with. But on the counterpoint, when we use Lucius, very good hero. So even 11 million damage there from Belinda, which brings us into 26-26. So now we are almost halfway through chapter 26 at this point. And again, the Lightbearer team just making a huge, huge push here with the increased level and the furniture bonuses. That's why I can't imagine when we start getting the 3-piece set bonuses for some of these heroes, not only the overall stats, but the survivability and the added ability that we're putting into some of these heroes is just going to be exceptional when it comes to building them, especially Taylene, Lucius, a couple other heroes that have really, really niche, really, really powerful abilities to actually survive. It'll make a big difference in the game, just like the Elder Tree did. The furniture bonuses are going to do the same. So even here, we just got an ult, got a second ult, took out Ira. Should be able to take out Leica pretty easy to finish that campaign stage. 26-28. And again, still running the same team. This is just the absolute team that dominates. As I progress later into chapter 28, 29, 30, I started swapping in Gwen in place of Belinda, doing the continuous damage versus the burst damage, which I'm not sure we're going to have to do here, just because it seemed like Gwen is doing a lot more damage than what Belinda is pulling. Even though right here you can see Belinda just absolutely destroys every team that we're coming against. 14 million damage there. She just does an insane amount of burst damage. And if she can double ult, very, very powerful. So we'll swap Rose and Belinda away from Brutus, so Lucius can just go ahead and hold Brutus in the bottom. Got the dwarf down, got some more totems to deal with, which was pretty easy there. First ult, took out Rain, popped the shield, and look at that, Falks absolutely perfectly ulted to take out Brutus's shield, take out Nemesu. And that sums up that stage very easily. 26-29, 11 million damage there, which brings us halfway through 26 already. So we're going to go ahead and swap out the heroes here. I could not get it done with the current team comp, and this is where the changes start happening. So as you can see, we swapped Rowan up front. Rowan is actually tanking. Estrilda is up front, and we have Gwen to attack the back line. CC was very, very imperative, but as you can see, Gwen just absolutely destroys the back line. We have a stun here on Athalia, which finally got it down. This campaign stage took quite a bit. which I'm hoping will get this one down. We got a stun, get some teacups. And of course he blocked all the teacups, but Rowan's ult again for a stun. And we got him down. Look at that. The dynamic duo, the Rose-Rowan combo got him down 10 million, 8 million damage there from Gwen to get that campaign stage done. 26-31 will swap Gwen to the top. And stacking the heroes up with Estrilda. If Estrilda can live, any heroes that are completely stacked up like that, Gwen is just going to do monster damage to, as you can see. Just pushed him back. We got the shield up on Brutus. Still have Savius in the bottom. But they're cleared out the shield, which Savius just went down to go ahead and win that campaign stage. 6 million damage there, 6 million damage from Rose, which is funny. We did go ahead and swap the gear. I know I didn't show it all. We swapped the gear. We swapped everything to the current heroes we have. So this one, we're going to go ahead and swap in Lucius. We do need a little more tanking ability. And I'm putting him right in the middle to catch Savius and Tassie on fire, which is perfectly what we did there. Rowan with a quick stun. I'm hoping Lucius can shield, which he does. And as you can see here, with this dynamic, Rose is following Rowan, which I know I've had Rose follow Arthur, Rose follow Lucius. In this combination though, Rose, I actually adjusted the gear so Rose could follow Rowan. The reason is the stuns. So if you look right there, even Cirrus is stunned. We lock down the entire team through Rowan stuns, which is a pretty different way to do it. 11 million damage there from Gwen, but the heroes that are stunned are not doing any damage to our team because again, they are stunned from the ability. So we'll go ahead and we'll swap Belinda back in. We could not get this stage done with Gwen. Very, very tough. But like I had said earlier, this is the reason we can swap back and forth between teams, which is perfect because now we have the ability and the utility to go ahead and swap between the teams and between heroes because we have so many ascended heroes at this point. And here we just have Grez to deal with, which taking down his ads, double ult right there to go ahead and win that campaign stage for Belinda. 26-33. So I believe at this point we've went through 20 plus stages. I think we're probably at about 20 plus stages at this point. So look at that, an early shield there. Second stun by Rowan. Gave us the ability to take out Grez, and there's the first ult. Took out Isabella. Naru goes in the confine, which is perfect. Gives us the ability to go ahead and take care of everyone else. Even though Falks died and released Naru pretty early, just have to worry about Namori here, which between the stuns and the ults, we got it done. So very, very nice campaign stage there. 21 million damage from Belinda. So just absolutely destroying the teams. 26-35, again with Naru and Falks. Which I'm not sure, it looks like the enemy Falks might have missed the confine. Might have taken damage and actually canceled out the confine ability, but we didn't put anybody in there. Double ult, one took Falks down, one took Ira down. Got a shield, and Shamir does not stand a chance versus a full team of heroes here. Even there, 10 million damage from Belinda. 26-36. So we're almost 2/3 of the way through the campaign here. Belinda got banished, which is very, very difficult to deal with. Not only is there an energy reduction from Falks, but again, the stages with Tassie are very, very tough to deal with. There's a sleep, so this is going to be an easy defeat because they're the only two heroes left. Right. So again, banish and the fears. So Pharrell is CCing, and we have Tassie CCing. Belinda went down really early there. Again, going to be another defeat. This stage is going to be pretty tough. Let's swap Belinda to the bottom. And again, we have the taint ability, which has just destroyed Falks right in the top, as you could see. We got Thorn down the first time, which is good. Even though the rest of the team is still up, and there's the sleep ability, which is going to be another defeat in this stage. All right, we'll give it a couple more goes. There's a well-placed shield, early shield from Lucius. And Rowan's ult, we should... Oh, Shamir just destroyed Lucius and Folks. All right, so that'll conclude it. Ran the stage about 35 times. Unfortunately, we couldn't get through there. Went from 4-10 all the way to, I believe, 26-32, 34. Quite a bit of progression, 36. So went through 26 stages, which is absolutely crazy. Ton of progression on the Lightbearer account. Super stoked about building Cecilia. First time I've ever seen her. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. Absolutely amazing, 26-36. So we pushed through a lot of the campaign. And as always, thank you for watching.